Now, Donald Trump's trade war may be all unravelling, and it's an unexpected foe that's bringing it undone. Donald Trump's facing some serious tariff trouble. The little-known US Court of International Trade has blocked his Liberation Day levies on global imports after ruling that he overstepped his authority and can't impose tariffs under emergency powers law. The court's given his administration 10 days to rescind them. The White House is already appealing the decision. All this as Trump's bromance with Elon Musk appears to have ended. Musk has departed DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, a day after criticising the big, beautiful tax bill that's the centrepiece of Trump's domestic policy agenda. Currently before the Senate, the bill could increase US federal debt by up to $4.6 trillion.
You know, I was disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, not just decrease it, and undermines the work that the DOGE team is doing.
Surprisingly, Trump didn't attack Musk over his remarks, but conceded he had concerns.
We will be negotiating that bill, and I'm not happy about certain aspects of it, but I'm thrilled by other aspects of it.
I think a bill can be big or it could be beautiful, but I don't know if it could be both.
Well, Steve Clemons is our man in Washington, but is joining us from Yokohama. Steve, Musk and Trump have broken up. We didn't see this coming, did we?
Well, you know, the beautiful big bromance had to end someday. There's another BBB for you. We knew it was going to happen, but not after just 130 days. That's how long that bromance lasted.
How significant is that, do you think, for the future of the administration?
I think it's huge. I actually think this is a very, very important moment because Elon Musk was one of Trump, put $300 million into Donald Trump's election. They took a hacksaw to the federal bureaucracy. A lot of Donald Trump's agenda was shaped by what Musk was doing. And for them to leave, I mean, Musk is leaving with a whimper, not with a parade. And this moment is showing he's been chastened by this moment. And everybody just seems to be a little bit kind of melted right now, as opposed to being a big triumph for either DOGE or the big, beautiful bill. Both of them seem to be less than everyone wanted them to be inside the Trump administration.
Now, let's talk about the US Court of International Trade. Do you think Trump has even heard of these guys?
No. No, I mean, look, trade used to be a really boring topic, right? It was not at the forefront of America's battles with the world. So the Court of International Trade is for customs and trade disputes, but it's an important court and it's there. And guess what? It has power over managing disputes over trade. And while this is being appealed, they're calling for the immediate suspension and rollback of all of these duties. Now, the president has other ways he can do some of what they're telling him he can't do, so he may have to change course. But it's a remarkable judgment because it says you have no constitutional authority to do what you've done. Congress does, but the presidency doesn't. So it's a big deal.
So there are so many things that fall out of that. You said he can do some of the things. Like, how much are we talking about? How put this in context. The tariff thing was Trump's big economic pitch throughout the whole campaign. It was the most beautiful word in the English language, all that sort of stuff. How much of that whole agenda would lie in ruins if the court ultimately is upheld?
If the court is upheld, a staggering amount is. But the most important thing is it cuts Donald Trump's wings from thinking he can use these tariffs as negotiating leverage with other nations to force them to do what he wants. And that's what he's been doing. He's been using them as leverage. And that is the specific act that the court has been saying, you may not do that. Now, he can come through and file other specific trade complaints within certain sectors and create a tariff regime there, and you can stack it up. It's much more complicated, and you can't do it as an up again, down again, trade threat practice, which is what he's been doing. So if this is upheld, and it's very interesting because the constitutionality of Congress's powers to control commerce is embedded in the United States Constitution. So it's going to be very interesting to see this go to the Supreme Court and hear the Supreme Court's judgment. Oh, yeah, that, somehow the founding fathers got it wrong. So it's a really, really interesting deal, and we'll have to see how it plays out. But right now, it just gut punches Donald Trump's, trade, as you just said, trade is defining for him. Tariffs are defining for him, and it's going to be a problem for him now.
God, you just never know what you're going to get. Steve, thank you so much for your time. You really don't.
Thank you, folks.
Appreciate it.